Well, you've heard about the Colorado 14ers, but I am back where I grew up in Idaho, conquering another one of the state's high points, and that is the Idaho 12,000 foot peaks. Having grown up right down the road from the Lost River Range, I'm embarrassed to say that I have not climbed all of them. So every time I'm back here in Idaho visiting my family, I need to tick one more off of my list. And on this trip, that is going to be Mount Breitenbach, which is in the Lost River Range. It's Idaho's 5th tallest peak. I've never been up there. I've heard that its claim to fame is it's the only 12,000 foot peak in Idaho that allows you to see all the other 12,000 foot peaks. It might not look like it, but it's about 9 o'clock right here in Idaho. And I will catch you early tomorrow morning to climb another amazing peak here in Idaho. One of my favorite things about the Idaho 12,000 foot peaks are they're very rugged, they're very remote, and there's nobody on them most of the time. So looking forward to getting back to my roots, to scrambling up a lot of Scree with nobody else in sight. I'm gonna get ready for bed, and I will catch you when we hit the trailhead tomorrow morning. I'm heading up the approach to Mount Breitenbach right now. It is a beautiful morning. I think I got started a little bit after 6 a.m. after a bumpy road out to the trailhead. The trail starts out with a ton of bushwhacking through this kind of big old dried riverbed. It's been a lot of thorns and bramble and rocks, but we're making it up here and just crossing our fingers there's a water source up higher, because I did not bring much water. So I think that's the big risk of the day right now, but we're hoping that in a mile or two we find some water trickling down the rocks, and excited to get up here to a new peak in the Lost River Range, and looks like I have it all to myself. Good news, I have found water, meaning I will not die of dehydration today. And a good amount of it in here, so this is amazing. Minus a healthy dose of stinging nettle to the shin, the climb is going wonderfully. There's been really no trail so far. It's been kind of bushwhacking and game trails, but I absolutely love that kind of hiking. This is kind of the Lost River Range that I love so much. No trails, nobody out here, and this just stark and kind of desolate nature of this side of the range. It's incredible how you start down in the sagebrush with nothing, and I was able to find this really strong flowing stream up here. Everything is going my way so far, and from this point onward it's going to be basically all Scree. So I'm going to get everything situated in the pack and continue up this absolutely magnificent valley that I'm in. There's just these huge pillars of rock all around me. They're just getting kissed by the sun for the first time, and the Lost River Range never disappoints. It has a special place in my heart having grown up only 20 minutes down the road from it, and always a special time to get back. Let's move higher. I'm really gaining vert now. You know, I look around me, it looks like another planet up here, or maybe parts of Peru or the Himalaya. It's just such a unique mountain range for the US. Pro tip for this hike, there is a waterfall up here about, 800 vertical feet past where the stream came out. And I definitely just hauled up a lot of extra weight not knowing this existed. So if you're here kind of early July, June for sure, August not so sure about, definitely a good source of water. But continuing to be an incredible climb up here. I'm back on the Scree. I feel at home. The views are incredible, and I even got this little cascade here. So on top of the world. Well, this hike has offered another amazing surprise that I did not expect, and that is a rock just full of these incredible fossils. I have no idea what they are, but there's a ton of them, and I'm sure there'd be a lot more if you're willing to actually look and you're a fossil hunter versus a peak bagger. But either way, pretty cool finding here. Oh, this sun feels good. It's starting to get rather chilly in that last section, so I am happy to see it continue to be amazing. We got my first few snow patches behind us. Solid refreeze last night. Should have brought the skis. I've just made it to the ridge line that allows me to see down into the Basimaroid Valley behind me. And from here, I think it's only about 800 feet up to the Breitenbach summit behind me here. Just gonna be heading up the ridge, which is always one of my favorite ways to hike or climb. It is a stunner of a view up here. Things are going well. And I think the thing that's been the biggest surprise is the rocks are so gorgeous. I'm no geologist, but I can appreciate a beautiful rock, and there's just been fossils all the way up, like I showed you earlier, crystals, all sorts of cool looking rocks. But let's charge up to the summit and see if we can see all the 12,000 foot peaks in Idaho like people claim. I've made it up here to the summit of Breitenbach, and luckily someone left a sign so I didn't have to scramble and look on my phone for the elevation to tell you guys. But it looks like we're at 12,140 feet today, the 5th tallest peak in Idaho, and the views are better than I could imagine. This peak feels like it's right in the middle of the Lost River Range, even though it's kind of on the southern end of the biggest peaks. But the view of Borah, Leatherman, Mount Idaho, all of these other 12,000 foot peaks is amazing. And in the distance behind me, you have the boulders, the pioneers, the white clouds, all of my favorite places to play in Idaho, with some of my favorite peaks jutting out in the distance. Doesn't get any better. It is dead calm. I have the summit and the whole trail to myself. So I am gonna have a summit snack, take some awesome selfies with the sign so everybody knows I've been up here. And then I'm gonna be heading home because I have some stuff I'm gonna do this afternoon, so gotta get running. I can confirm you can see every 12,000 foot peak in Idaho up here. Some of the other peaks in the Lost River Range are kind of hidden from other peaks in the same range, but up here you can see them all. I've enjoyed my snack. I've taken in my views. So it is time to leave Mount Breitenbach. I'm gonna put the camera away, prepare my body for some Scree skiing, and see how fast I can make it back to the car. It's been about 3.5 hours to get up here with some filming along the way. And I'm hoping I can get back in an hour and a half or two. Thank you so much for joining me on this Idaho peak bagging mission. There's nothing I love to do more, and it's been fun taking you along for the ride. But let's get Scree skiing, baby. The ski season's over, but Scree season's just starting. Oh! Woo! Going down fast. I've made it back from Mount Breitenbach, and I have my old truck ready to greet me. This thing has been at the end of many adventures in my life, and we're both a little worse for wear than we used to be, but still kicking. Breitenbach was just an incredible climb. It had everything that I wanted in a Lost River peak, and then some. This climb is around 8 miles, and I think the vert's just shy of 5,000 feet. And it took me about 4.5 hours from car to car, but that did include a good amount of filming with my drone up and stuff. Another incredible adventure. Thank you so much for following along, and I will catch you on the next one.